We'll take it. Heidi ho, neighbors and friends. Welcome to Pardon Me, Alex, the only lumberjack basketball podcast on the market. Coming at you from Nacogdoches and Tyler. I am Alex, and this is
Jax and Scotty.
And Scotty, of course.
Dr. Evil sitting here like stroking my cat. Maybe.
You know, you never know. Do this, and then we'll see.
Yeah. I did it a second ago.
Aha! Dr. Evil, Jacqueline, never seen you in the same room, so it could be. Never know. Never know. Oh, man. Well, you know, what a crazy weekend of basketball we had. Obviously, Thursday night game versus Utah Valley, and then, of course, Saturday game at Tarleton, but we'll save that one for tomorrow. Tonight, we are talking about the Utah Valley home game.
We'll let the dub have its own episode.
We will, because it deserves its own episode. Yikes. Oh, man. So let's go ahead and just get started. What do you think?
Dive right in. Okay, so like Alex said, this episode's covering Thursday night's game, February 1st. It was in Nacogdoches at William R. Johnson Coliseum, also known as the Sawmill. We were playing Utah Valley going into the game. Our background history with them, we had 1 win, 1 loss. We'd only played them twice. Our last matchup, unfortunately, was March of 2023 in WAC Vegas, and we lost 113-69.
Yikes.
Our only prior victory to them before this game was February 3rd of 2022, and we won 78-59.
Yikes.
Do you want to wait and do the WAC standings tomorrow night?
Yeah, because I don't think there's any games tonight or tomorrow, so it probably won't change at all. So we'll just wait for tomorrow to go over those 2 stats. So we can just charge right on ahead to our typical game notes.
Yes. So our starters for this game were Jalil, Trell, Matt, Cece, and Clayton. So just reminder, we have Day out for the season. We have AJ out for we don't really know how long.
I know. It's like we've heard conflicting reports. We've heard out for the season. We've heard out for 3 to 4 weeks. We've heard it all in between. So, like, we're still kind of in the dark about whether or not AJ will come back this season or not. If he does, it probably won't be until WAC Vegas. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. So it's all very rumor millish, and so I don't know where to go from there.
Yeah, a little uncertain at this point. And just a reminder. Oh, also Miles was out this game.
Yeah, he's sick.
He's sick. Apparently, same thing that Davion and Chemo had, which I've heard COVID and the flu, whichever it is. Hate that they were sick and hate that Miles is now sick. So that's that. And then apparently, I think also this game, so Clayton had been running a fever. And then I think Nana was also under the weather. And apparently Trell, I think, had been sick all week. Like, we said it a few episodes ago. Here we are right back to last season with
with the sickness. Boys, I'm going to need y'all to start taking vitamins, start taking elderberry, start building up your immune systems, because clearly when y'all get sick, you get sick. And it's not just one of you, it's like 5 of you. So, yeah.
I know. I hate it. I mean, this time of the year,
I mean, it's
everyone's getting sick right now, and it sucks. So
right. It's inevitable that you're going to feel under the weather at some point during the spring and going into, March and April. It's just that time of year. You're right. But take care of yourselves. Be healthy as much as you can possibly be. Take medication, meaning like take vitamins, take mineral. I mean, like, I take elderberry gummies every day to build up my immune system. I take vitamin D and magnesium. I do it all. I can't afford to get sick. So, got to do what I got to do, baby. I don't know.
yeah,
That's just me.
preemptive stuff. But
I do.
Just wanted to throw that out there before we got started in case anyone noticed or thought that any of the guys seemed to be running a little sluggish. They probably were, and now you know why. Because I've already been feeling under the weather for like a week, and I can't imagine if these guys are stressing their bodies a lot more than the average bear. So
yeah. Oh, for sure. And then, because then add on the stress of basketball season, being a student athlete, and still having to take care of your studies, and then life in general. It's just a lot. So take care of yourselves, boys, please. Thank you.
So there's that. We did, thank goodness, not lose the third game in a row. I can't even talk. See, my brain is so scrambled. The third game in a row at home. We've won 77-72. The attendance was 2,208. And I think this is like the third game in a row that we've ended within like 5 points or less.
Yeah.
So anyhow, Sean Kennedy's stat section, the score was tied 5 times and the lead changed 4 times. Our field goal percentage was 44.6%, which was the exact same as Utah Valley for this game, shockingly enough. Yeah, we don't know. We do not know.
I know.
About
yeah,
AJ.
We don't know what we don't know. I know.
So yeah, exact same field goal percentage down to the 10th. We shot 33.3% from the 3-point line. They shot 40. We did shoot considerably better than them from the free throw line. I will say that. We shot 78.6 from the free throw line. Theirs was at 52.2. Points in the paint, we had 36 points off turnovers. We had 11 fast break points. We had 16 bench points, 17. Our total rebounds, we had 33, 10 offensive boards, 23 defensive boards. We had 16 fouls. We had single-digit turnovers with 9. Love to see that. The opponent turnovers, they had 16. So almost twice as much. We
Love
had
to see it.
Yeah, 10 steals and 1 block. And our game leaders, our Pilgrim's Pride player of the game was Jalil with 22 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. We had trailing right behind with 19 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 assist. And then we had Matt with 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 assist. I think we both agreed on the player of the game with the Pilgrim's Pride player of the game, Jalil.
Oh, easily. I mean, Jesus. Jalil has been an absolute monster for the past, I don't even know how many games, at least the past handful of games. He needs to start, and I'm glad he got the start this game. He needs to start every single game. 100%. If he's not in the starting lineup, I have questions and I want answers because he has been playing lights out.
I agree. So wild. So let's use that to transition right into the feats of strength. We'll start with all of my notes for Jalil.
Yeah. Because
Very
I have
possession. He had a second chance slam.
Yep.
He had some great putbacks throughout the game. He had a coast-to-coast dunk.
Yep.
And then he had a massive dunk later in the game. I mean, what a game.
He's insane. Jalil, like I said, he's such a quiet guy.
Yeah.
Which nothing wrong with that. I have zero issue with that type of personality. But the fact that he's so quiet makes it so funny to me that, like, when he gets onto the court, he's just a totally different player. He has improved so much over the course of the season so far, from the very first game till now. I just feel like every single game, he just gets better and better and better and better.
I agree. He's really starting to come out more aggressively, and we love it.
Yeah. Dennis loves it too. Jalil with the 3 stars, obviously. Yeah. I mean, if I could give him 20,000 stars, I would.
Yes.
After this home game, he obviously, pretty much all the guys came over and gave hugs, and we both told him, like, but you're playing outrageous right now. You're playing out of bounds. Keep it up. Keep that energy moving. I can't explain anymore how much of a monster he's been. I wrote it in my notes while I was watching the game back today, because today was the first day I actually had time to watch the game back. I just wrote multiple times, Jalil's a monster. Jalil's a monster. Everything I wrote about Jalil, it was all capital letters, like big slam. Oh my God, let's go, Jalil. Just everything I wrote was all capital letter Jalil's. He got the game going on a good note and kept it going throughout the entire game. But don't let it fool. I mean, Jalil, he played amazingly. He was a player of the game from us and Pilgrim's Pride, but Trell also was a humongous role player in this game.
Yeah, Trell played great. One of the things he did in this game that we've mentioned multiple times before is he only made 1 3-pointer this game, but he still scored 19 points. I mean, the threes weren't hitting as how he would have wished they would have. So he only took a few, and then he started driving in,
That's right.
He can score other ways besides just the 3-pointer. So he had some really nice drives, and the 1-3 that he made was a beautiful fast break, step back. I'm just going to shoot it from out here.
So good. He's just so good. I you know what I mean? Like, I can't say enough about Trell. He is the leader that we all know he is on and off the court. We say this every game. I feel like we're just repeating ourselves at this point, but I don't care. I'm still going to say it. I mean, when he's not hitting the threes, he's doing other things too. But we all know how good of a shooter he is behind the arc, and I honestly can't say enough. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but not until the grievances, Dennis. So I'll wait for that one. But yeah, Trell just absolutely nuts. I even wrote it right after I wrote Jalil's a monster. I wrote Trell is a terror inside the arc tonight. So usually it's outside. That night it was inside. He was all over the place, and again, love to see it. Love to see it from him. Anytime he has a good game, I feel like it just kind of radiates and spreads to the rest of the guys too.
Yeah, I agree. Another guy who had some really great drives this game was Matt. So he ended with 14 points. I'm going to say, though, he had a lot of really great drives, and a few of them just didn't fall. So, I mean, he would have from the drives that he took that were really good looks and were really close, he would have had a lot more than 14. There were just a few that, I mean, they just, rimmed around in there and didn't fall. But I love to see it when Matt's driving to the bucket, because he's so good at taking it one-on-one. And like we saw a few games ago when he had that monster dunk, like out of nowhere.
Right.
For the most part, nobody can really stop him one-on-one. It's just a matter of whether or not the shots are falling, but I still want him to take it. So, he had a lot of great drives, and he had a great 3 too. He was 1 of 3 from the 3-point line. So
yeah, he was. Again, when Matt's on, he's on. And this was a night that he was on. He had a great drive into the paint. He missed it, but I will also give a lot of shout out to Nana this game as well. Nana played a great game. I know he wasn't super high point, but he still scored 7 points. He had the great putback slam dunk when Matt couldn't get that layup to roll in. And he's always Mr. Reliable, pretty reliable with his free throws. He was 3 of 4 this night. And so just love when Nana's on the court and he's actually, getting some good looks. So
yeah, and Nana had a great game for finding out later that, he was not feeling well. Because he had a couple of dunks. He had a great block dunk. I was so happy when he blocked the dunk. And like you said, he's always reliable from the free throw line. And that reminded me one last thing I forgot to mention on Jalil. So like Alex said, we both gave Jalil a huge hug at the end of the game and just told him how great he's been doing. And I made a point to tell him, like, I can see the extra time and work you've been putting in on the free throws, because his free throws have improved so vastly. And I mean, free throw shooting's such a mental thing anyway.
Right.
It can be hard to work on. But then I also think when you get it perfected and you're more confident with your free throws, especially for a big man who's going to be playing in the post, I think that gives him more confidence to be more aggressive, because if he does miss the shot, or if he goes up and gets fouled, then he at least knows, hey, I'm not going to go up there and like bomb both of the free throws. So I think that's really helped give him an extra boost of confidence to be aggressive down there. And look how great it's turning out. So
I couldn't agree more. Let's see. What else did we have written down? Also, during whenever Nana did his big block he did the finger wag, which was so great. I laughed I honestly couldn't stop giggling for like at least 30 to 45 seconds. Because what a throwback.
And Nana's so quiet that it's hilarious for him to do something like that.
Yeah. The little Mutombo, like, no. Oh, so classic. That was, and I missed it in the game when we were there in person. I totally missed it. My eyeballs were probably already going down the other side of the court, so totally missed the finger wag. But that on the rewatch, saw it, and I was laughing so hard. That's hilarious. Classic move.
So I have two more guys to mention who made really good 3-pointers. CC was 1 of 2 from the 3-point line. He made a great 3.
Mm-hmm.
He had an amazing block right at the end. Oh, yeah. He came in clutch at the end. And the other one who also came in clutch at the end, Frank, with that 3, like in the last little, he was 2 of 3 from the 3-point line, but that one right at the end, I was like, oh, now we can breathe easier.
Yeah. Oh God, I know. Definitely when anybody can give us some space towards the end of the game and a little bit more breathing room, it's a nice, like, kind of moment to kind of take a little seat and, wipe our brow, because we're over here sweating it over sitting here. But back to the CC3, that was such a friendly roll. And thank God for that, because that was such a beautifully placed ball that if it didn't go in, I probably would have thrown something, because it was such a perfect 3 that I would have been so just mad for Cece because we know how hard he is on himself after every game. If he doesn't do amazingly in some way, he gets really hard on himself. And we always tell Cece, just, gotta just keep on trucking. You're doing fine. Like, you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
You just got to keep on going in this direction. The other thing I wanted to mention about CC too was his rebounds.
Yeah.
7 rebounds, almost the highest on the team, obviously, right below Jaleel with his 8. So 7 rebounds from CC. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, CC, listen, you're not scoring 22 points a game, but you are contributing in huge ways, especially on defense.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. And then halfway through the game, I did make a note. I was like, man, Frank's real quiet. We need to hear from your son. And then he loud and clear heard me, I guess, even though this was in the past. But yeah, it was good to see Frank coming in at the towards the end there and getting some good time and some good minutes. Or that's the same thing, getting some good time and some good balls in. So love that. All right.
Boy, I did not pull up the video. Hold on.
Let's see. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, the other thing too is I was trying to pull it up, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to scroll through that. But Buckets and them kept saying that we're still number 1 in offensive rebounds, and I would love to know what the hell the rest of the WAC is doing in offensive rebounds, because I just feel like we don't like we're. From my perspective, like, I don't think that we're the best in the WAC at rebounding, but Jesus, I guess we are. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem like we're the best in the WAC at rebounding, but shit, maybe we are. I was trying to look for it, and I don't know on what page of 61 pages of statistics the rebounding stats are at. Let's see, what did Dennis say? Christmas with the block late in the game. Yeah, that was a critical block there. Thank God for that. Not saying that the ball would have went in, but it's always good to have that nice defensive stop at the end to really seal the deal and prevent the other team from getting those last minute garbage points, which didn't stop them prior to that. But anyway, we'll get there.
And yeah, I don't know about the offensive rebounds either. I mean, it just doesn't feel like we have that many, but maybe it's just games where we have low second chance points that if we don't convert on them, then I feel like we don't get that many. I don't know.
Yeah, it just feels like we don't rebound offensively that much to be the best in the WAC. So that's why I was like, I was trying to find the statistics. I don't know, again, on what page of the 61 pages of WAC statistics it is. So if somebody wants to deep dive that and find where in the world that statistic is at, that'd be great. But again, this was on Thursday night, so it may have changed between then and now. I have no idea, but yeah, it's still, anytime he says that, I'm just like, what?
Well,
maybe defensive, but I don't know about offense. Anyway.
On that note, we'll move to the next section, and my first grievance, I think, might prove otherwise.
Go ahead.
With the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
All right. So my first one, we let them get too many offensive boards and second chance shots. We only had 10 offensive rebounds. They had 15.
Jesus.
We only had 11 second chance points. They had 22.
Jeez.
So the math ain't mathin'. I don't know.
Yeah, again, no idea, but the second chance points really gets to me. I don't know. I feel like we have every opportunity under the sun to get second chance points and putbacks. And that's why I just don't see how we are the best in the WAC at offensive rebounding, because I feel like we never get an offensive rebound and putback. It's maybe 3 or 4 times a game. I feel like that's how I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, we had 11 this game. 11 is good, but considering they had 22, they had double.
Yeah. Double is better.
Double is always better.
Twice is nice.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess it's just during the game, watching the game, it just feels different. But then when you look at the stats, I don't know.
Agreed.
I'm skeptical on this one, but I'll let it go, I guess. Yeah. A lot of time, and this kind of also is very relatable to this. One of the notes I wrote down that it's a grievance for me is, man, we need to finish in the paint. Got to finish in the paint. We're going up with the ball, and it is, I mean, again, at slow motion, it feels like they have all the time in the world to make the basket. I know they don't, but man, we got to finish in the paint. Those points are just literally hanging there for us, and we're letting a lot of points go and missed opportunities by not finishing.
I agree. My next grievance is another little math ratio, and you'll know how much I hate math. So for me to be digging these numbers up.
And I do, babe, I hate math. Go ahead.
No, I really do. Let them have too many threes. So our 3-point percentages weren't that far off. Ours was 33%, theirs was 40%, but they made 10, we only made 5. So again, twice as many. And a lot of the threes they made were like not even contested. And I hate to see that.
Yeah, I agree. There were some contested threes. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I will say, yeah, you're right on that, because there were several that whoever was guarding the guy who took the 3 had their hand right in his face, and they still made it anyway. On those, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Nothing. That's just pure skill and luck, honestly. But yeah, the uncontested ones are. It's just rough. It's just a dagger, honestly. We had a bunch of guys on UVU's team that were kind of a thorn in our sides, and they were kind of schmucks.
Kind of a tool.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Like Tanner Jolson.
Yeah, my God.
Name.
Yeah, like the perfect name for a guy. A big old tool. I didn't appreciate his attitude throughout the entire game. It wouldn't have bothered me so much, like friendly competition, whatever. But I think he really pissed me off the most is when he hit a 3, and that's fine. Celebrate. But the fact that he turned towards the bench, stared them down, and also said something to them, that's what pisses me off the most. Like, that is unnecessary.
Me too. And I'm gonna make another comparison like I did on the last episode to, one of my favorites, the great Larry Bird. If you want to talk shit, talk your shit, but you need to have a little bit thicker skin at stuff that comes back to you. And that's the thing. Like, Larry Bird was one of the biggest shit talkers ever, but he was good enough to back it up, and he didn't get ruffled. This Tanner kid, like, it's easy to talk shit to the bench right after you make a 3, but then on every single call, he's whining to the refs, throwing a little hissy fit, acting like he, got completely massacred. And it's just like, you can't be a little whiny baby if you want to be a shit talker. You got to pick one or the other.
Totally agree.
That's my problem.
No, I totally agree. If you're going to talk about it, be about it. And if you can't, and you can't be a big tough guy 1 second and then be crying because you got fouled too hard. Like, if you're gonna talk, at least take the foul like a man. Yeah. And they'd be like, all right, got fouled. Or all right. Got posted and got bodied under the basket. Like, okay.
Yeah, I was well over it before even halftime, and then Alex and I proceeded to just heckle him the whole game because
Yeah, and again, I wouldn't have even have considered him or even attempted to look at his name on the roster if he would have just played his game and did what people normally do and just come in and play your game. But he had to take it upon himself to make a spectacle and talk shit to the bench and be a whiny baby. So when you do that, you're gonna get people pissed at you and riled up, and you did your job, bud. Because you did.
you make it too easy for us to heckle you when you talk shit and then act like a baby.
I have zero regrets. Zero regrets. But yeah, again, it's college basketball. It's gonna happen. I mean, I would have liked it more if he didn't put a 20-piece on us, but
Same.
you know, him and number 25, Stone, they both put 20 points on us, and so whatever. It would have been worse. I feel like if he was talking shit and then like scored 5 points.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. He would have gotten it 20 times harder.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, at least he backed it up with skill. That's the only props I can give him, is that he talked smack and he backed it up with skill. He just talked smack and acting like a baby. You're right. You have to pick one. Pick a lane.
Yep.
Man, I am a huge hater of garbage points at the end on either side, honestly. But whenever a team is just trying anything they can to come back, and they're literally doing, like I said, anything. The three at the end to make it a 4-point game, and it was like 5 seconds left or whatever it was on the clock. It was under 10 seconds, and we're just like, another stop, because then they take a timeout. We're like, really? Come on. We cannot allow these garbage points at the end, because that just gives them momentum. It gives them breathing room and gives them hope to be like, ooh, maybe we can come back. I mean, crazier things have happened before.
But then they're dummies, and knowing they're going to have to come back out and foul to get the ball back, who do they foul? Trell. And I'm like, thank you for fouling literally our best free throw shooter. So that
I know. I mean, and of course, like, you put Trell back in the game at that point, because you know that when you throw the ball in, it's going to go to Trell, and they don't have any choice but to foul him. They do have a choice. They can either foul him or not foul him. So, I mean, like, what's the point? You're going to lose, brother, at this point, because if you foul him, he's going to hit him at least 1 out of 2, but most likely both. Or you just don't foul him and end the game early, and we go home and go eat food. Like,
now you feel my hanger rage at the end. It's like, listen, absolutely, I understand more than anyone the game plan of fouling to get the ball back.
100%.
But if you know that it's already insurmountable, and then the only player you have an option of fouling is the one who's going to make both of the free throws, let's just take it to the bus. The bus is running. Leave with less of a loss. Like, you're just giving us 2 more points. And now that we've done stupid res-based seating shit, like, you got to count your pennies. So just bus is running.
You got to count your pennies. That's so good. Dang, that's funny.
Really?
No, I mean, you're so right. It's funny to me. And that's why I'm just like, really? Garbage points? Really? It's the same thing in football. It's the same thing in any sport. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you're already going to lose the game, and then you just are elongating it and delaying the inevitable here.
And the thing is, like, another reason I don't get it is then you're prolonging minutes that your players are playing, and you're gonna have your best players in right then, because that's when you're trying to make a comeback, and that's when it gets the most heated at the end of the game. What if one of your best players gets injured in the last 7 seconds trying to come back and win this game that you're not going to win. And then you just shot yourself in the foot twice.
Kind of like with AJ. I wasn't going to say it, but I said it.
It's risky.
It's risky.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much what happened with AJ. I mean, we were within reaching distance, but we just didn't have enough time on the clock and drew up a play that put an already injured guy in the mix and just made it worse. So, I mean, that's just the freaking truth. So, yeah, the fouling at the end just drives me up a wall again, delaying the inevitable. Big grievance about that. But yeah.
I have one more grievance. It's one of my grievances of easy points. Too many back doors. I felt like we had to circle this game.
Yeah.
And I think one or two of them was like a backdoor dunk.
Which is even worse. Even worse. It's one thing to get the back door. It's another thing to get the backdoor dunk like on like an alley-oop or something. Or, I don't know. The inbounds like backdoor alley like do. Oh.
Do y'all hear this?
Well, he's pissed too.
Hold on, y'all. I have one of those little sticks that has all the stuff hanging on it. He just brought me the whole stick. Hold on. This is what he just brought me. He drug this whole thing in here. And normally he won't even play with it. I'll wave it in front of him and he'll only play with it if I move it on the floor. He's too good to jump in the air for it.
Wow. When you say he, which one? Is it Scotty? Is it McGonagall? Is it
Scotty?
Scotty Pippen? What are you doing over there?
McGonagall will jump all over the place. Hold on, you can probably see him back here for it. But Scotty will only play with it if it's swishing on the floor in front of him. He's too good to jump for it. Hey, let me have it.
Oh my God.
Okay, now y'all got the cat hour.
Ha.
All right. I'm done with my grievances.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
In this question, I don't know. I just typed it. So what do you think? I mean, we're in February. We only have what? Like, let me go back and look at the schedule. We have a total of
5 or 6 more games left, I think.
I don't know. Let me look. Let me count. My brain can't contain any more information this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more games, I think.
Oh, I think we have like 5 more home ones maybe or something.
Okay, yeah. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 home games, including the one on Thursday. So 4 more home games. The rest are away. What do you think it's going to take us to make a run at second place? Because I don't think anybody's going to be catching Grand Canyon. That's just logic.
No, I don't even know because the resume seating is so confusing and unpredictable that I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah, more so, I guess, just second place in the WAC, not even in resume seating. Like, yeah. I mean, here's who we have left. Let me just so we have UTRGV on Thursday. Okay,
gotta win that one.
Yeah, they always play us hard though. It's just UTA Saturday, which, by the way, we're going to be going to, just trying to figure out logistics at this moment. Abilene Christian on February 17th. So we don't have a weekday game after UTA. We go straight to Saturday, the 17th.
Do we play them on the road?
Abilene Christian?
Yeah.
It says we're at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That one's still going to be tough. They're always
It's
tough.
gonna be tough. Then we go back on the road for a spell. We go back on the road and play Seattle Utah Valley, who we just played, CBU, Grand Canyon, all back to back. That's a 4-game road hike. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. You go from you literally leave from Nacogdoches and go to Seattle. You go to Utah, then you go California, and then you go to Arizona. Like boom, 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 boom. That's woo, baby. And then you come back home for Southern Utah and Utah Tech to finish out the season. 2 home games in a row, back to back.
And we lost to both of them on the road, right? Or no, I think we beat one and lost to one. I can't remember.
Yeah, so going back, Southern Utah, Utah Tech. So Southern Utah, we won. Utah Tech's the one we lost.
Okay. I mean, I feel like that's the hardest string of games that we have right there at the end.
Yep. The fact that we have that 4-game road and then come home to play 2 Utah games back to back. 1 game we've already won against a team, and 1 game the last game of the season is the team that we lost to at Utah Tech. So that is the last home game of the year. And that, yeah.
But again, I feel like some years, we kind of come through right at the end. So
yeah, I agree too. I'm just trying to think, what's it gonna take? How many more games? I mean, like, is it a pipe dream to want to win out at this point? I mean, 1 and 8 and 9. Can we go 8 and 9? Can we go 7 and 9? What do we think? I mean, I think 7 and 9 is potential. I mean, road game at GCU, that's rough.
Yeah, that one's going to be tough.
So I'm going to curb my expectations on that one. So that's one potential. And then CBU played us like a son of a bitch at home.
Yeah.
I mean, and so did Utah Valley and Seattle. So I'm like,
I know.
You know, it's going to be a nail biter coming down into the wire. That's all I got to say.
I agree. I just fingers crossed that everyone gets well and healed and not injured, and then that's our best.
Yeah, our best recipe for success is everybody healthy that can be. And we go out there and play our game and not worry about what other people are doing. Yeah. Melvin, 7 of 9 is doable. I think so. I think 7 of 9 is totally doable. You know, would I love to go 9 and 9? Absolutely. But that's cloud 9 stuff. Like, that's living in a dream world, I think. Not in the WAC.
In college basketball in general, that's nearly in any conference.
Exactly. Okay. All right. So, Jacqueline, one word to describe this game.
My caption up there on the screen. Woo!
Absolutely. I would have to agree with that. It was definitely a woo game. I put yeehaw.
I like it.
Yeah, yeehaw, baby.
Game.
Huh?
Western themed game.
That's why I did that. It was our Western themed game, which like 4 people dressed up for. So Jacqueline was looking real Western in her outfit. Honestly, she could have picked herself up a cowboy at the local saloon, but you know, that's just not her style. So
yeah, probably do that on any given night and still wouldn't. So
yeah. Let's see. Dennis, we've got to get the next one. Then UTA is doable. I think so too. I think if we play well on Thursday, we can take some really positive momentum into UTA. And I think also the fact that UTA is going to be it's going to be it's a good game for Lumberjack fans to attend to because it's in Arlington. There's a lot of alums up there in the DFW, Arlington, Dallas area. So if you're in the area near Arlington, you should definitely come to the game on Saturday. 100%. There's going to be a pregame meetup.
Easy drive from NAC too, if you want to go
It is.
day and back. I mean, that's what we're gonna do.
Exactly. That's our tentative plan is day and back, and hopefully all the logistics on our end work out, which should be fine. Easy. It's afternoon game too.
My only question about this game is when we played them at home, weren't they missing their best player for an injury? So
Yes.
that guy gonna be back Saturday?
That I don't know, because I would have to go back and look at the roster from that game to see who's missing, to see if they're back on. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Betting that he will, though, because I seem to remember it didn't sound like all season out thing. I think it was kind of a short term. He was out that day.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. So that just poses more of a challenge because we still won't have Day. We most likely, definitely, probably won't have AJ. So we'll be down 2 critical people going into that. But again, that just means the next guy steps up.
Yeah.
And we have plenty of able bodies on that bench. Plenty.
Yeah. And I mean, I was thinking the same thing earlier. We've been bragging all year about the depth that we have this year with all the guys. And it is true. And, we saw in this game, for example, quite a few plays where CC and Frank and some of these other guys stepped up at the last minutes of the game.
Yep.
So we have it. We would just prefer to have the full roster, but maybe it is better that right now they're all getting a little more responsibility on their shoulders and time to shine and step up, and then fingers crossed that we'll have everyone in the end and be even better. I don't know.
No, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Yeah, Melvin, the GCU and Seattle real games will be I agree. Anytime we play Seattle in Seattle and GCU at GCU, it is rough. I mean, we all know what GCU can put together for a home game. We've seen it. There's no denying the atmosphere is electric, and anyone coming into that arena is in for a world of pain and suffering, I feel like, every time. So we got to come ready. Got to be practicing and ready for that atmosphere. You got to be ready for it. And then just with Seattle, it's the same thing. It's a smaller venue, but I feel like sometimes that's even worse. I mean, case in point, you got Cameron Indoor. It's a small facility, and it's an absolute disaster to play there. 99 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
Unless you're SFA.
Just got lucky on that one, like that.
Yes. Tess, yes, they are more than capable of stepping up. We agree. They sure are. They sure are. All right. Well, that's about all we have. A couple reminders before we let you guys go. We dropped 2 designs today on our merch store. One that Jacqueline created and one that I created. They're both available. Lots of options for you when it comes to getting a new shirt or a new sweater or a new hat, or, I mean, hell, even a mouse pad for your office, or a new backpack or a drawstring bag or whatever you want. There's lots of options on our merch store, but we just dropped two new designs on our store. Go check those out. Buy a couple things right now. We have free shipping for when you buy 2 items or more. Free shipping when you buy 2. I keep thinking there's somebody at the door. I don't know. I keep seeing things out of the corner of my peripheral. Anyway, so free shipping when you buy 2 items or more. So go check out our store, support that store. Whack Vegas is coming up for us. And so any extra money we can get from our store would be very helpful. Yes. For our travel budget. Any money that we get from that store goes directly to our travel budget. Also, of course, do not forget to check out the Sawmill 6-man. You can see it scrolling on our screen right now. The NIL Collective, all the details, all the information about how you could support the Lumberjacks on a monthly basis. No matter how big or how small your donation is, anything helps. So go check out the Sawmill 6-man Collective at sawmill6man.com. And then, of course, My Plates. Jacqueline, what is the best thing about your My Plate?
It matches everything else on my car. It's purple and it has my name on it, and I can no longer be inconspicuous anywhere. So
that's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, I've even had people literally stop at the brewery because they saw my car and my license plate there, and they came in and been like, I saw you here, so I came in to say hi. And I'm like, girl can't hide. I am unable to hide anywhere in this town. So anyway, we love our My Plates, and we know that you will too. If you go to www.myplates.com/lumberjacks, you can get a 1-year, 3-year, or 5-year subscription. You could personalize your license plate. You can just get a plain old Jane background only license plate, anywhere in between. We love our personalized plates. And it is a Stephen F. awesome way to support your Lumberjacks because portions. See, I can't even talk either. Portions of that money go directly to the SFA athletics department. So go check out some My Plates and pimp your ride like Exhibit used to do on MTV.
I love that show. Oh my gosh.
Pimp my ride. I know, that was such a great show. Such a great show. Maybe during off season we should do like a nostalgic podcast where we talk about all of our favorite things from the 2000s.
That'd be amazing.
Love that. All right. So, man, it is almost 10 o'clock. It's time for this girl to go to bed because I have work in the morning. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. We hope to see you on Thursday to support the Jackson, the Sawmill, but even more, we hope that you tune in tomorrow night for the not so fun podcast about the game on Saturday. So tune in. It'll be about 9 o'clock, same time as tonight. So tune in live. If not, of course, you can always listen or watch later on all the streaming platforms. Anywho, have a good night, everyone. And as always, axe 'em Jacks.